Here in this session, I am going to discuss the topic called network architecture and design, the model 1, and is to be recognized as a session 6, sixth session. Of course, the course called Internet of Things and Application for 7th semester, 17 CS 81 for the computer science course. So let's begin with this presentation flow. So at the beginning, we will going to be discuss some alternative IoT model. In the previous session, we have discussed some application. Along with that, standard model we have discussed. Those are 1M to M from European standards, and many companies across the globe combined and evolved the model called model called that is IOTWF World Forum. So those two models are very popular, and they have been industry people are recognizing them, and they are using them. Apart from them, is there any alternative model evolved for IoT? Yes, some models are evolved. Maybe Purdue model, IIT, IIA model, and IoT architecture model. Let me discuss them in the subsequent slide. So, other than this alternative model, the one simplified IoT architecture, which is encouraged by most of the people, observing this alternative IoT model and those two models we discussed in the previous session. So those are 1M to M and IO to WF. The common attributes they derived from those model and came up with the common model which have most of the common things which are there in those model are inculcated there, imbibed there, and form a simplified IoT architecture, right? So it is not an intention of author or the material which is presented here. So to promote any model, either maybe 1M to M model or IoT WF model or any alternative model, their intention is not to promote any model. Their intention is to bring all the models into the designer and the user, the customer who want to develop or design the IoT architecture. For them, most of the models are open. I can borrow them, or they can produce the hybrid one, or they may make the amalgamated one, and the inherited one they can do. But the entire intention behind that, they want to keep most of the models to open to this designer. So that is the intention behind that. So the core IoT functional stack, the part of the simplified IoT architecture, have a functional stack and data management, right? So there are two important part of the simplified architecture is a core IoT functional stack and data management, right? So these two phases are going to be in a parallel fashion. So IoT data management and compute stack, right? So IoT data management or compute stack, or so that functional one. So the data management and functional or compute stack. So these to be parallel models, parallel base of this simplified IoT architecture. So further, there is a expanded simplified IoT, expanded. So more elaboration will be there. The simplified IoT architecture is more elaboration they are providing. So that is going to be contribute here. So that is a more spelled in detail explanation. So there is no confusion at all. there is no abstraction at all. So it is very simplified or maybe expanded. So every nook and corner of these documents have clearly explained about the model which is going to be evolved, that is a expanded version of the simplified architecture. So those covers with the 3 layers. So in this session we are going to be discuss 2 layers, that is a layer 1, sensors and actuators, right. So sensors may be temperature sensor, sensors may be light sensor. So those are the sensors. And actuators, the actuators are maybe mechanical device which may be helping us to these sensors, which they are part and parcel of this IoT. So they make some contribution to this IoT architecture. So that going to be actuator. So layer 2 is whole and soul is looking up to the communication network layer, communication path, communication concepts. So what are the communication concepts are extended. So based on the mobility or throughput, based on the distance of the device available. So that may be near within the centimeter or within the inch, or maybe within the miles together, or within the several miles. So on, that depends upon that distance and the capacity of that rate at which the data transmission or acquired will be happen of that smart objects. Based on them, the proper communication protocol going to be extend, or proprietary protocol also to be extend in most of the legacy system. So the sub layer, so that access technology and distance, the sub layer going to be elaborate more about access technology and distance. So let we begin with this pipeline, the presentation steps. We are going to be going to be in detail in the subsequent slide. So let's begin with the first slide is a alternative IoT model. I repeat once again, the previous session we discussed 2 model called what is 1M2M and that is IoT World Forum, right. So those 2 models we have seen that 1M2M encouraged with 3 layers, whereas IoT WF encouraged with 7 layers. So and we have seen the clear demarcation between the information technology and operation technology, right, where that the south and layers are there, southbound layers and northbound layers, right. So those bottom layers and top layers which are there, we have discussed in length in the previous session, right. So continuation of that, we will see the alternative model. One model called Purdue model for control hierarchy. So the devices and network equipments are there, so those will be keep in hierarchy, right. So hierarchy fashion will be adopted in the Purdue model from the Purdue University have developed. So one more called Industrial Internet Reference Architecture, IIRA, Industrial Internet Reference Architecture. So some models evolved, the industry may be used, and industry may be developed. So those are the architecture they are used by themselves or publics also, vice versa is true. So industrial oriented internet reference architecture evolved. So that is going to be alternative model as similar to the Purdue model. So one more is the IoT architecture, that is a IoT-A. IoT in simple way we can call it as IoT-A. So Purdue model, industry internet reference architecture model, and IoT architecture model. These are the alternative models are available in the literature when these popular models was we observed, that is 1M2M and IoT-WF, right. Apart from these, there are some minor models have been developed in the most of the industry that people have been using that even then they may not be popular as 1M2M and IoT-WF models. Anyhow, we will see that. So this Purdue model segment device and equipments into hierarchy level and function, that is a level and function, right. So this functionality and their level keeping in mind and make it in a hierarchy way, right. So segment device and the device segment means that the placing those devices, smart object sensors, actuators, and these routers and those, so device and equipments, put it in a hierarchy level and based on its functions. So that is a basic the concepts they are adopted in the Purdue model for control hierarchy. So as the cyber security standards, so is also engraved the cyber security standards to develop this Purdue model. So these are the 2 points are highlighted in most of the literature as per concern to the Purdue model for control hierarchy. Okay, so proceed to the next alternative model called industry reference internet reference architecture. That is a, it is a open architecture for industry. Industry have developed this, but they not made any proprietary, so they made it into industry purpose, that is, so the people can use that, right. So also it encourages the interoperability, right. So interoperability have magnanimously encouraged in this industry architecture, that is a open architecture, right. So coming to the one more point, it supports more generic way and high level abstraction. So it supports more general way. So it is not specific to any applications. So there is a customize, we can make it, since they provided generalization, that we can make it customized, and it provides a very high level abstractions, right, very high level abstraction. So low level may not be much important here, may not encourage here, so high level abstraction is going to be considered here. So coming to the final model called IoT architecture, it is combined the top down reasoning of principles. So it mixtures, amalgamated the top and down reasoning of principles and design guidelines. So design guidelines are it is combined, they are mixed here and given to the user. So guidelines with the simulation and prototyping also. So along with these guidelines, so they have a simulation and prototyping model also. So from this simulation and prototyping, so user or who people wish to extend this kind of architecture can see their results, can see their system behavior, right, based on this simulation and prototype model, right. So this could be quite helpful for most of the designers and most of the practitioner who want to design, who want to extend kind of architecture for the IoT application, right. So no such architecture have made a provision of this simulation and prototyping, right. So we can see. So after discussing this alternative IoT model, and before that we discussed 2 standard models apart from the simplified model. So now we can see that simplified IoT architecture in length, how this evolving, that is, right. So there is an alternative model we have seen, right. What is a conclusion from the alternative model? Though those models consider difference exist from layer perspective, right. So they layer perspective, layer wise data management, if you are observing, that is a considerable difference exist, right. There is no much difference, so small difference would be there. So also commonality in all the frameworks of alternative model, we have seen 3 models in the previous slide, and before that 2 models we have seen. Commonality among all these frameworks is recognized interconnection of the endpoint device to network, right. Is a recognized interconnection of endpoints, that is a smart objects device to network, which transpose the data to application. So at the bottom we have edge point or the sensors actuators, which collects the actual data and it will be transport to the application layer, where the cloud center or data center will be there, topmost layer. So the commonality that is there, recognize the interconnection of endpoints will be exist, and with help of those IDs, so it will transmit the data to till application layer, right. So that is a backbone, that is a principal concept is required for any kind of models, right? So the at the edge there is a smart objects or sensors are there. Their duty to acquire the data at a daily basis or hourly basis or minute basis, and those data will be transport to top layer, that is application layer, or what we call it as a cloud, or that data center. So that is the commonality we observed. So that is alternative model conclusion, or the things we concept we are able to understand. So the next coming to this after alternative model, what is the model we need then? So alternative model, each one have their own perspective, but commonality we observed, and what is a standard model we can expect. So that is a need two parallel stacks, compute stack and core IoT data management, right? So that is a two parallel stacks are available in the IoT architecture, simplified IoT architecture. Simplified IoT architecture come up with two parallel stacks. One stack is called compute stack and other called is a data management. The compute stack also we told maybe functional stack, that is a compute stack, and core IoT data management are parallel in fashion. So they are making providing the this one. So common blocks in any architecture. So any simplified IoT architecture you can consider, whether maybe industry or maybe customized one, or maybe the amateur one have developed, or maybe beginners have developed, or maybe some expert have developed, but commonality among all those, the stack, that is a compute stack and core IoT data management is compulsory. It is there in the most of the architecture. That is a common blocks in any architecture, that is observation. Reducing the framework down to pair of three layers stacked to form a complete model, rather simplifying into most basic. So reducing the framework down into pair of three layers. So we have seen three layers in one M2M, 7 layers in IO2WF, right? So now we are going to observe the other than the alternative model, that is simplified IoT architecture. So reducing the framework down into pair of three layers stacks to form a complete model, rather simplifying into most basic one, right? So continuation of this discussion, all the layers of complex model are still covered. So this pair of three layers stacks will help us to will manage or accommodate all the layers of complex model are still covered, but grouped here in the functional block to understand easily. So to make a easier way to understand this functional block, so the grouping is necessary. In other way, so hence evolved simplified architecture. That is a simplified architecture, the essence, the need of the simplified architecture. So rather studying most of the architecture, rather thinking that those we can adapt, this we can adapt, that we can adapt, rather saying many things, so we can have simplified one, so which provide the most of the things in a simple way. So that is also understand easily. So that is a simplified architecture. So that is the essence of the architecture. That is a evolutionary steps of the architecture. That is a simplified architecture compared to the all three architecture, all five architecture, 2 plus 3 architecture. So one, that is a IoTWF, and the other one is one M2M, and alternative model Purdue one, maybe industry one, and IoT architecture. 5 models we have seen that. Apart from that, what commonality we observed? That commonality may be various. That only things the data should be the collect from the ground source and reach to the cloud center. So that is a basic philosophy behind that. Having those, then we can combine these and make it a common architecture, a simplified architecture, very simple architecture to user can understand very easily. So that is all the layers of complex models are still covered, but grouped here in the functional box to understand easily. So a necessity of the necessity of the simplified or eroded or the improved one, that is a simplified architecture, going to be discussed in the subsequent slide. So coming to this, let we see what is a core IoT function stack. So those are start from the ground, that is things, sensors and actuators, communication model, and applications, right? So that is a core IoT functional stack. So as we seen the two parallel blocks, that is a functional stack and the data management. So the other version, data management and compute stack. So there is a at the bottom we have lower layer is edge, little above that, that is a mid layer called fog, gateways and more switches and all those will be there, and the cloud is a top layer which dedicated to computation, analyst, data integration, data segregation. So all those things will be happen in the top layer, right? So the two parallel blocks which are dedicated to there is a demarcation between this and those perform those functionality. So that is a the functional stack or data management or computer stack. So the security will be both side is very important on either side. So that simplified architecture, core IoT function stack in 3 layers into most fundamental blocks to understand better. So as we seen in the previous slide, they have been studying that necessity of the simplified architecture evolved and enough and sufficiently told 3 layers is a most fundamental blocks. So network communication layer, so IoT stack itself involves in a detail and devise a vast array of technology, consider the moment of heterogeneity of IoT sensors. So the heterogeneity of IoT sensors and different way that exist to connect them to a network. So heterogeneity of IoT sensors we have seen in the previous discussion. So that may be different size, maybe it is a the data producing rate maybe varies, sometime more, sometime less, and they have different power consumption capacity. So they have they are open to the real world. So that threat will be there from the nature or from the animals, so on that. So heterogeneity of the IoT sensors need to be accommodated here. So that is a way to adjust them to network. So communication layer need to consolidate these together. So it has to be integrate these together, offer gateway and backhaul technology, and eventually bring a data back to central location for analysis and process. So data ultimately has to be reached to the center point, that is called cloud point or data center for analysis and process. So many of the last mile technology exercised in IoT or decide to meet a specific requirement of endpoints, right? So it is a decision will be taken to meet the based on the to cater the needs of the specific requirements of the endpoints, and those are not seen in IT domain, those are not seen yet in the information technology domain. Such endpoints are there, so their requirement is very specific, their requirement is a special one. So such requirements will need to be cater their needs, right? So that kind of last mile technology is essential, that is. So however, network between gateway and data center is composed traditional technology too, right? So between the data center and the gateway, that is fog computing, so it may be traditional technology. So if so, those are VPNs, virtual private networks, and tunneling network, and IP based quality of service, right? IP based quality. So these are the traditional technologies available for information technology. Those are quite possible to extend here from what we see that from the fog computing to cloud computing, that is a second layer to third layer, right? So expanded view of the simplified architecture. So we have seen only 3 layers. So let we see in detail about those layers, right? That is the expansion. So this core IoT functional stack, we have seen sensors and actuators, that is things layer, communication layer and application layer, right? So coming to the other part of that simplified architecture, that is a data management and compute stack, right? Data management and compute stack, that is edge, fog and cloud. We have seen that. So obviously security in either side is quite essential. So let's see that the applications sub layers, right? So sub layers are vertical specific apps, vertical specific apps. For example, SCADA, that supervisory control acquisition of data system, that advanced acquisition system, some MDMs, etc. So those are vertical specific applications. So analytics, data analytics and process, which happen in the top layer, that is a northbound layer. So we coming to the communication network, right? So that is a IoT network management. IoT network management need to be connect the endpoints. So that the endpoints, those are the constraints one. Constraints one, there may be legacy, they may be low power, though are the lossy. So that data transmission is heterogeneous speed. So they are in totally they are they are in a difficult situation. So neither neglect nor we need to be reject them. So we need to be encourage them. So because that legacy system is doing traditional work, right? So such networks are COAP, that is a constraint oriented application protocol, MQTT protocol, right? So these protocols are exist there for the communication of the constraints edge points. The transport layer, network transport layer, right? To network transport layer, we have that is gateways and backhaul network. So we have access network, that is a field area network, low power network, that PLC, so on. That is, so these are all comes under the communication network. So that is expanded of the communication network model. So communication layer split into 4 layers. So that is IoT network management, network transport layer, gateways and access network. So majorly here that network transport layer, that is a IP transport. So whereas the what we call IoT network management will be operation and management, right? So below that they have doing that things. So APL of core IoT, that is a application protocol layer of the core IoT. So top layer of the simplified architecture, even we have seen in the that is expanded version. So the application layer of the protocol IoT network is quite different from application layer of the traditional enterprise network. Traditional enterprise network or traditional information technology network. So but this IoT network is obviously quite different from them. So instead of simply using business application, IoT often involves a strong big data analytics components. Strong big data analytic component is a major heart of the function, major function here. So normal business applications may not work, right? One message that stressed here: IoT is not just about control of IoT device. It is not necessary to say always. It is not the main job to control the device. That is a part of its work, but its main job is useful insight gained from the data generated by those devices. So that is a strong big data analytics component is essential, and useful insight. So the necessary insight gained from the data generated by those devices. So that is a core function of the IoT network, right? So normally most of the literatures, when we observe that, so we are spelling more about devices. We are spelling more about configuration of that devices, that is edge points, but that may not be a prime object. The prime object is to big data analytics component, strong big data analytics components. So that's why the more useful insight, profit oriented, more insight is a beneficiary from the data generated by those devices, right? So thus the APL typically has both analytics and industry specific IoT control system component also. So analytics, as we said so far, analytics is a major one. Apart from this, so industry specific IoT, industry specific analytics, because those industry specific have some of the component which we are not seen so far in the IT domain. Such endpoints are there, such smart objects are there, so they are providing some information. So that information is specific to that application. So that industry specific IoT control system component is also additional attributes that IoT has to be looked after, right? So things layer, core IoT functional stack. So things we have seen at the edge, so edge, the bottom layer. So things that physical device need to be fit the constraints of the environment in which they are deployed, while still being able to provide the information needed. So that is a things layer. So communication network layer, communication, when smart objects are not self-contained, so they need to communicate with an external system, right? So they need to be established the communication with the external device also. In many cases communication uses a wireless technology. This layer has 4 sub layers. So those are access network sub layer. So last mile of the IoT network is the access network. So this is typically made up of wireless technology such as 802.11ah and 802.15.4g and LoRa. So these are the protocols or wireless protocols which are ready to serve here. The sensors connected to the access network may also be wired. There are some wired networks also there. So the gateway and backhaul network sublayer. So common communication system organize multiple smart objects in a given area around a common gateway, communicate directly with the smart objects. So directly communicate. Here gateway is the forward the collected information through a longer range medium to head-ended central station where information is processed, that is cloud, that is data center, right? So from a long range, it may be several kilometers, right? So that head-ended central station has to be receive that information from the gateway. So the information exchange is layer 7, that is application function, which is the region. This is the object called gateway. So we have seen in the various previous discussion that is called IoTWF. There 7 layers were there. That layer 7 is a top layer, that application layer that is called gateway. So one IP network, this gateway also forward packets from one IP network to another, and if there is act as a router. So network throughput network transport sublayer for communication to be successful. So network and the transmission transport protocol layer, that is a transport protocol layer. Protocols such as IP and UDP must be implemented to support the variety of devices to connect and media it use. So IDP, UDP, that transport layer protocols are available that we have to extend, that is. So IoT network management sublayer, right? So this is additional protocols must be placed in the head-end application exchange with the sensors, that is a constraint oriented protocol, that is a COAP and MQTT. So application layer and analytics, layer. So top layer, the application need to process the collected data, not only to control smart objects but make intelligent decision based on the information collected in turn instruct things, adapt the analyze conditions and change their behavior, right? So change battery powered or power connected. Some of the smart objects are battery powered or power connected. So based on whether the object carries their own energy supply or receives a continuous power from the external power source, moved easily, right? So battery powered or can move easily because they have cell power, so they are handy. So however, battery is limited to the lifetime and amount of energy that object is allowed to consume, thus the driving transmission range of and frequency, right? So transmission range and frequency is going to be matter here. Mobile or static, things are moved or fixed at the same location. The end objects are smart objects, sometimes fixed, sometimes moving with a vehicle, moving with the engine, right? Say in the same location. Example, viscosity sensor move from batch to batch in a chemical plant, right? Its sensor, viscosity measuring sensor, will move from batch to batch. So because it is attached to a moving smart objects, right? The frequency of the movement may also vary from occasional to permanent, right? Sometime frequency more, sometime it is fixed. The range of mobility from few inches to miles away upon the drive possible power source, right? So that power source is also important. So coming to the layer 1 of this simplified or architecture, so that is a layer 1 is a things, that is a sensor and actuator layers. So that is a actuators or sensors, low and high reporting frequency, right? So this kind of classification based on how often the objects should be report monitored parameter, how oftenly these objects are providing the data, hourly basis, daily basis, so on, that is. So that is a low and high reporting frequency. Frequency may be high, frequency may be low too, depends on the application. The rush sensor may report values once a month. A motion sensor may report acceleration several hundred times per second, right? So rush sensor may, every month they will give, but this acceleration motion sensor give every 100 times per second. Higher frequency drive higher energy consumption. So more frequency of drawing the data, then more power consumption will be there, which may be create a constraints on the possible power source, right? Power is quite crucial, no? So that maybe solar power or maybe battery power or maybe line power. So the different power will be there, but power always for it creates the constraints. It depends upon the resolution or frequency. So the more frequency of data collected, then more power is consuming. And the smart objects can classify either simple or rich. How can classify that? Based on the amount of data exchanging at each report cycle, right? For example, humidity sensor in a field may report a simple daily in the binary pattern, that is scale 0 to 255, right? So that binary pattern will be followed, that humidity sensor will give a data, that is. While an engine sensor may report hundreds of parameters from temperature to pressure, gas velocity, gas consumption, velocity, compression speed, carbon index, right? So that several sub parameters produced by the engine, maybe car, maybe some oil digging machine, or any type of machines we can take, that it will be produced several parameters. Continuation of that, the report range of the smart objects. So how we classify the smart objects regarding the report range? Here are the distance at which the gateway is located. Right? Example, for your fitness band to communicate with your phone, fitness band need to communicate to your phone. It needs to be located at a few meters away at most, right? In terms of meters, not in terms of the 100 meters, 200 meters. The assumption is that your phone needs to be at a visual distance for you to consult the reported data on the phone system. So if the phone is far away, you typically do not use it. Report the data from the band to the phone is not necessary, right? So that is a report range. So by contrast, so a moisture sensor in a asphalt of road may need a communicate with its reader several hundred meters or even kilometers. So their distance range is a change in terms of 100 meters. So object density per cell, how many smart objects in the per area, per square meter area, or per kilometer area. This object density per cell, this classification based on the number of over a given number of smart objects over a given area, number of smart objects placed over a given area for the particular application connected to the same gateway, right? So all these several the smart objects which are there, in order to have a more resolution, they connected more, and it is all those need to be report to the same gateway, no? So for example, in an oil pipeline may utilize a single sensor at key locations every few miles, right? So by contrast, a telescope like SETI, right, Colossus telescope with a Whipple observative deploy hundreds, right, and sometimes thousands of mirrors over a small area, each with a multi-gyroscope, gravitimeter, and vibration sensors. So these are multiple thousands of sensors or thousands of smart objects, end objects are there. So these are all need to be report to the same gateway, single gateway. So in that case, the object density per cell should be moderate. Coming to the continuation of that layer 1, from a network architectural standpoint, your initial task is to determine which technology should be extended or employed to allow smart object to communicate. So that is a most important one. Which technology we are going to be consider that here. So mobility and throughput. Mobility, high mobile smart objects need large antenna and powerful power source, right? So mobility is a question here. Mobility is a constraint here. So in that case, we need a large antenna and powerful more power oriented device need to be supplied, right? Throughput. So throughput, that efficiency we can say. So sensor and application, some of the sensors application based on the mobility and throughput. So you can decide the sensors for the particular application based on the mobility and throughput, right? So for example, low mobility and low throughput. So in such case, what kind of sensors we need to be select, and what is applications we are going to be solve. For example, industry motors. For industrial motors, they have low mobility, they are fixed, no, low throughput. So throughput may be less, right? So in that case, we can go for the low mobility, low throughput. That is a kind of things. That is a home fire, that is a safety extinguisher, right? Retail vending machines, right? Point of sale, signage. So these are all have low mobility and they are fixed in the particular place and low throughput. So such kind of the applications will drive the attraction of this low mobility and low throughput the properties. So low mobility and high throughput, right? So digital signage, telemedicine, traffic cameras, right? So low mobility, they are moving that, but they need efficiency, no, throughput. So the traffic camera is a high throughput. Connected electronics, right? So the devices are there. High mobility and low throughput, right? High mobility, the maybe in the vehicle some sensors are there. For example, the car, smart car, today's smart car. So that is what we call power window, power star, ABS. So for example, power window have sensor. So that sensor is moving, no, high mobility in a high speed. So low throughput is there, right? So vehicle telematics, fleet management. So the assets of the vehicle we can manage, control and manage. Battlefield communication. So battlefield communication also high mobility in the war field, right? So low throughput. So high mobility and high throughput. So that always moving that, and also throughput will be required in vehicle communication and infotainment, connected personal smart devices. So the people nowadays, patients wearing some e-shirt or e-health devices, so that it always moving, people moving, and also the precision will be required, so that correctness will be essential. So personal smart devices, video surveillance camera, so those also high mobility and high profit. So this is an scenario here. So we can decide the smart endpoints or edge objectives, so based on the application. So application depends upon the application, and the factor mobility and throughput will be play a role here. So coming to the second layer, that is a layer 2, communication network layer. So once you have find the influence of smart objects form factor over its transmission capability, then ready to connect the object and communicate. So once it decided, previous slide gave enough inputs, based on that we can decide smart objects, and depends upon the application, that can be ready to connect to the and communicate. So compute and network assets used in a IoT can be very different from those IT environment. Computation, so data management is a different concept in IoT compared to information technology. The difference in the physical form of factors between devices by IT and operational technology is obvious even most casual observer. It is a, so devices used by them, it is a obviously thing that is there similar. What typical drives, this is a physical environment in which devices are deployed. So typical drives and in which devices are deployed. So what may not be the inherently obvious. However, these are operational differences. It must be understood in order to exercise the correct handling to secure the target assets. Right? So we need to be clear understanding is essential before going to be employ them. So continuation of this, temperature variance are easily understood metric, right? So because variance is easily attributed to the external weather forces, variance in the engine variance, temperature variance in any instrument which is IoT based one, so external have influences, internal operation conditions also secondarily influences, primarily external weather forces are influences. So remote external locations such as mineral extraction or pipeline equipment can be spanned from hot to the cold, heat to the cold, right? So heat to the cold, that is, so humidity fluctuation can impact on a long term success of the system as well. Humidity fluctuation also, maybe coastal area, so fluctuation will be there, so that can also impact here. Shock and observation need to vary based on the deployment scenario. So there is some vibration in the engine, right? So that is also going to be create a scenario. Solid particulates, right, can also impact the gear. Most information technology environment must contend with the dust buildup that can be become highly concentrated due to the affected of cooling fans, right? So the hazardous location design may be also cause corrosive impact of the equipment. Caustic material can impact the connection over which power or communication travel. Further, there can be result in reduced thermal efficiency by potentially coating the heat transfer surfaces, right? So thermal efficiency by potentially coating some chemicals. In some scenario, the concern is not how environment can impact the equipment scenario, how the environment can impact the equipments, but how equipment can impact the environment. So this the cyclic meaning, or the what happen from environment to equipment or equipment to environment, so that is also most important. power supply in operation technology system are also frequently different from those commonly seen in a standard IT standards, IT domain, right? So power supply is a major issue in the operation technology, may not be face such a difficult problem in a IT domain. A wider range of power variations are common attributes of industrial compute components, right? So wider range will be there. So coming to that access network sublayer under communication network layer, that is layer 2. So sub layers are we have near field communication, so within the 10 centimeter. So within 5 kilometer we have WPAN, wireless personal area network, wireless home area network, field area network, wireless local area networks. So that is a NAN. So ranges shortly, that is within 5 kilometer. So these are all networks within 5 kilometer. Within 10 centimeter near field communication and NIMA, of course. So that we have, that is a wireless personal area and home area and field area network, the factory also, wireless local area networks, and that is a WPAN, wireless personal area network, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, that is a ENT plus kind of, that is. So home area networks from within 5 kilometers. So we have Zigbee, Z-Wave, a thread, that is a 6 low, WPAN, right? Many other, that is 6 is a versions, IP version 6 low power wireless personal area network. So many others, that is. So we have other field area or factory area network. So that is a ISA 100 and 6 low WPAN, wireless HART, many others, that is. And also wireless local area networks. So 802.11 A bar B bar G, so on up to X, AH also 11P, right, 80, that is a white space, right, white space. So we have also what is called NAN, right, NAN, that is a we have, that is a Wison 6 low WPAN, Zigbee, NAN, right. So many others, that is. So we have also beyond 5 kilometer, within 100 kilometers. So we have cellular, LTE license, WPA and LP, low power wireless, that is unlicensed one, unlicensed and licensed one. So these are several networks are there. So that NAN is a neighborhood area networks. So wide area networks and low power wide area network, right, low power wide area networks. So we have what is called 3GPP we have. So 3GP GSM and GPRS WiMAX, right. So that is a license cellular, and 3GPP NB IoT, that is a licensed one. And we have unlicensed, that is a Sigfox, LoRaWAN and Telinsa, Ingenu, Positive Train Control, many others are the unlicensed protocols are there. Coming to the end, that we have discussed the topic after discussing in the previous session, that is a two standard model called the 1M2M and IO2WF. We went to see what are the alternative model which are available in the industry. So that we have seen Purdue and IIA and IoTA, three architecture we have seen, and we came to simplified IoT architecture, which have common and the commonality, that is from data transfer from end objects to the application layer, that is a cloud center. That is a basic philosophy behind most of the architecture, that is engraved in the simplified IoT architecture. And core simplified IoT architecture, the two parallel blocks are the functional stack and compute and data management. So IoT data management and compute stack. That next we have seen the expanded simplified IoT and layer 1 sensor and actuators, and the layer 2 communication network layer we have seen, and sub layers, that is access and technology way, and also distance is a matter. So this is drawn from the following textbooks, that is Heinz, Chalguria, Grastate and Barton Henry. authors, fundamentals, IoT fundamentals, networking technology protocols, and use case of the Internet Things. First edition, which is from Cisco, that is a print for Indian, and second book for Model 5, and also reference books are available. And thank you for your patient listening and shown an interest on architecture, IoT architecture design session 6. And thanks to coordinator, moderator, and subject expert. Thank you, one and all.